What boat number are you? 140. They're gonna be here a little while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're gonna be shell-shocked this morning.
Shell-shocked this morning? Normally when you see two guys with motorcycle helmets, they ain't just going around the corner. Chances are they're gonna be riding for a while. Two smart guys right there. They'll be warm for a little while anyway. On a February morning in Alabama, 203 boats in Ingalls Harbor. This is called an Alabama cluster. There's nowhere else you want to be on a Saturday morning than fishing Alabama Bass Trail. Where y'all from?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee. Were y'all lost?
Might be.
You might be, huh?
The way practice is going, I think so.
Tell me about practice. How's it been?
Fairly tough.
Fairly tough. So what's our game plan today now that practice has been 80 degrees and now it's 55 and getting cold?
Honestly, I need to change.
So it may help.
I may help us. I mean, I'm just gonna go fishing. That's all I'm gonna do.
You're from Chickamauga and you're down here on Wheeler.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong with this picture?
Go to catch some browns, man. Y'all got better ones here.
You feel good about today? All right. How's practice? I'm getting a lot of this today.
A lot of fish being caught at the first stop of the ABT in the south for their kickoff, but here in the north, things have gotten cold and breezy. Welcome, everybody, to the Alabama Bass Trail. I'm Robbie Floyd, joined by Kay Donaldson with the Alabama Bass Trail. And Kay, it's still the pressure that the south guys have already dealt with, the pressure for the north to really start their season in a big way.
You know, we have 203 teams out there, and every one of them had their eye on that big floppy check, that $10,000 first prize. More importantly, maybe that 225 points to start the season. So everyone was anxious this morning. I think they were a little disappointed in the 25-degree temperature change from yesterday, but it's going to shake things up, and that's what this tournament trail is all about.
Yeah, guys have been practicing throughout the week, throughout the weeks leading into this event for their kickoff, and then the weather throws them a curveball because it's record temperatures during the week, and it's more typical February weather now.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens out there today.
And with the field the way we have, over 200 boats just launched, and there's somebody that's going to catch them, but will they have to make adjustments? Will their practice look anything like tournament day? We're about to find out.
All right, Michael. Rumor has it you've been fishing this week out here a little bit.
A little bit.
Now, we talked to a few teams this morning, and we talked about this weather change. It was 80 degrees, a little bit of wind yesterday. But dude, it's cold.
It has temperature bottomed out, and not only that, we got a lot of wind today that we haven't had so much of.
What's this gonna do in your mind from what you've seen earlier this week when you were out here fishing?
I think the morning bite, it's gonna lock them down.
Okay.
It's gonna lock them down, it's gonna put them real tight to cover, real tight to the bottom. A person who make it adapt and put down the reaction base and pick up the finesse stuff this morning. I think they're gonna play, they're gonna play a big factor.
You think these boys are antsy at all this morning?
Very. First tournament of the year, 203 boats. It was a madhouse this morning, and I loved every minute of it.
Absolutely.
Patience is going to be a big key this morning, being able to slow down.
You only need 5 to win it. The 5 right ones can certainly do it. So 10 grand on the line, 203 boats out here. We'll go see what they're doing. I think that scared the net man for a second, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost got fired. I think what we'll see today is we'll see a couple of different things. You'll have a few guys that'll find some patterns and try to run some different things, whether it be fishing structure or fishing bluffs. We're gonna have guys like this team here that, I'm not gonna call it junk fishing, but they're fishing everything in front of them. They'll flip this wood, and then they'll grab a crankbait and they'll fish these rocks on down to the next piece of cover. So they're not gonna skip anything. They're gonna look for that bite. You see they've got one in the box. They're going to do all they can to try to put something together, whether it's junk fishing or whether a pattern comes together later on in the day.
Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, official truck of the Alabama Bass Trail, and by Wind Creek Casino, where you can have your winning moments. There's more to come.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
So our mission statement here at Bill Penny Motor Company is to enrich the lives of our employees and our customers and the communities we serve. And it really begins and ends with people. It started with that kind of philosophy with my granddad and went through my dad. Growing up around the business, I remember being just a kid washing cars and meeting these customers. Now I'm a grown adult and they get to buy vehicles from us and hopefully serve their next of kin for generations to come. For the whole story, visit us at BillPennyToyota.com, where people always come first.
Lights are dazzling, shining bright. The busy hum permeates the air. It's electric. With a dash of spice, you kick up the heat until you're spinning, twirling on your feet. Sweat it out. The thrill of the game, the high of the night. The sizzle of temptation, the intoxication of sensation, and just like that, it's another ending to your glorious, hot Alabama nights. Wind Creek Casino and Hotel in Montgomery or Wetumpka. Find your winning moment.
Let's get down to business. Quiet, you sons of fishes. Now, what?
I'm switching sonar.
Why?
Because now I can see fish swimming live in front of my boat. I even see fish attack my lure. Y'all's sonar is just history. I'm out.
I'm with him.
You've witnessed the action, the thrill, and the competition of the Alabama Bass Trail. Isn't it time you got involved? Coming in 2018, over $47,000 paid out for each event. No entry fee championship, $85,000 up for grabs, plus a new Phoenix. More than $500,000 in cash and prizes. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Sign up now by logging on to alabamabasstrail.org. The Alabama Bass Trail Tournament Series, presented by Phoenix Bass Boats.
We'll join Chris and the anglers back out on the water, but first I would like to tell you about my hometown, Decatur, Alabama, and our gracious host for this week's tournament. If you're in Decatur, you must take a visit to Point Mallard Park, America's first wave pool. Check out the ice complex, or maybe even take in a round or 2 of golf on the beautiful golf course. They have a campground that's over 200 parking spots. It's an amazing place to visit, but you cannot leave until you visit Big Bob Gibson's Barbecue. The potatoes are huge as footballs. You have brisket, pulled barbecue pork. They've been the grand champion at Memphis in May many, many years. Please promise me that you'll come to Decatur, Alabama and enjoy the attractions in the restaurants, shopping, and many more things to do in Decatur, Alabama.
Well, guys, this morning at takeoff, you saw the wind. We talked about the weather change, and we made the run from takeoff at Ingalls up here to the Elk River. And it's normally a pretty quick run. Took us about 30 or 40 minutes. It's pretty rough out there on the main lake. We didn't see many boats, if any at all. So here we are back in the Elk River. We pulled up on a team. We've already watched them catch one this morning, and we're going to pull up and talk to them here in just a second. And try to figure out what they're doing. The wind and the weather is going to be a big factor today, so we'll see how this plays out. That's probably the best trained net man I've seen today, Hadley. I'll be honest with you. He's pretty good with that net. It's right there where he needs to be.
I can handle that wet. It needs to lay right there when you flip it too off that side of the boat, because that's where the fish is coming from.
Right there, huh?
That practice was pretty tough. We've got 3, one little 12-incher, but it's still pretty early. You know, we're just in here concentrating on these bluffs, throwing a jig and a little creature bait. We'll see what this cold front does to them. We weren't getting a lot of bites in practice, but you know, thought we'd come in here and catch a decent bag. Who knows with this weather.
Textbook stuff. This guy's fishing the downwind side of the structure. Fish are set up, don't throw past it, bring it right back past their face. Probably got to hit them in the head today to make them bite, but if they're in there.
Got him moved. Got him on trailer loop. Yeah. Yeah, he nailed it on the run, though. I said he nailed it on the run.
Michael, we just watched the team of Cohen and Keeling leave out of here. We watched them fish this cover right here, and we've seen a couple other teams kind of blow by stuff, fishing it pretty fast. But these guys really took their time and picked apart this cover, kind of being a little more patient with it. And so I think that's going to be a key today. But you and I were talking earlier about these bluffs, and obviously some beautiful scenery here and things like that. But tell me a little bit more about what we're looking at and what's below the surface here and some of this stuff.
Well, you've got a bunch of laydowns in this creek, and it washes through Elk River. But on these bluffs are key staging areas for when they move to spawn. If you see where the bites come from throughout the day, chances have it on the bluffs, they'll be close to spawning coves, spawning pockets. And these bluffs, these fish can transition real quick up and down, and they're a prime staging area. And like you said earlier, the angler with the most patience today is probably going to pay off pretty good.
This portion of the program is sponsored in part by Sweet Home Alabama, by Garmin, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats. We'll be right back.
Hey, you know Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
Yeah, she does, Pearl. Best bike I ever owned.
No, you're never alone because our claims reps are available 24/7. We even cover accessories and custom parts.
We did get an early start. Took the kids to soccer practice.
You want me to jump that cactus? All right. That lady's awesome!
I don't see a possum.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some of the best are outdoors, like a trip to Lake Gunnersville, first stop on the Alabama Bass Trail. Catch anything? Nice! Or head to the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, 468 holes of golf heaven. What's the time say?
Best public golf on the planet.
Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
Ain't a whole lot of things in the world that could break a man's confidence like a fish or a cold front the night before a big tournament. Y'all been up in here most of the day?
Just got in here.
I hope that wind continues to move around out the north just a little bit.
It helps to run home.
We'd like to catch one about 5 pounds and make it worth the trip down.
I'd like to see one about 5.
Wouldn't hurt our feelings at all.
Yes. That helps.
You got to catch me doing my best job, netting and cleaning up his messes.
There you go.
Hey, there ain't nothing like a good partner.
That's a partner right there, I'll tell you.
There ought to be one in there.
You know, we talked about that bluff earlier with Michael and the way some of this stuff looks. If you look down this bank right here, you can see exactly what we're talking about. We're sitting in 22 foot of water, 30 feet off the bank. You see where this is coming from right here. If there ain't a fish in here, I'd be very surprised. Water is about a foot below winter pool right now. You can see this shelf kind of comes out and falls off again. With the way the water has been fluctuating, with the temperature of the water, and as we talked about earlier, the water going up and down, these fish can move up and down. They're gonna hang a little bit tighter to this cover. They're gonna hang a little bit tighter to whatever that structure is beneath the surface, whether it's rock, some of these trees that are up here. This time of year, you're gonna parallel that bank, especially with this bluff. You're gonna parallel that bank. He's throwing a crankbait. Guy in the back of the boat's got a jig in his hand, so he's just kind of following up on what's going on in the front. He's gonna parallel that bank and kind of trigger that reaction strike as you come by him. And I mean, it's one of those bright bluebird day, post-cold front little deals that when you find the right little wad of them, it'll pay off.
As expected, it was a pretty rough ride back. Before the weighing even really began, the team of Jason Smith and Chaz McMahon set the bar for today's competition.
A big fish of 537. They have 20.09 to kick things off, so it's almost what it took to win. Our leaders right now, over 20 pounds the first few guys that come across the scales.
You know, this lake has always produced for us. Every time we come here, we have 20-pound, 21-pound sacks. So I feel confident the guys are going to catch them. These are the best anglers in the Southeast. You know, the way Blast-Off went this morning and everything, we know that they're the best anglers. So my confidence is in them, and I just hope, like I said, that my goal is always to get everyone out safely and get everyone in safely. And until the last key fob's put in that box, this mama's going to worry about her chickens out there. So thrilled to death with how the series is going so far. Thrilled to death that we got 50 more boats than we had last year. Got a good crowd out here this afternoon with pretty cold conditions.
Yeah, and you talk about the best in the Southeast, but I could have swore I saw Missouri on the list. And did I see Indiana on the list?
Well, you know, Missouri's in the Southeast.
That's up north where I'm from.
Well, and that's kind of, you know, it's kind of what we thought too in the SEC, but they let them in the SEC. Indiana is considered north, but, you know, that's the Indiana team. This is the second year they fished with us. And the team from Missouri, this is their first year, got to meet them at the boat ramp on Thursday and Friday, and what nice people. And we're thrilled to be able to spread the word about the great fishing in the state of Alabama, and we're thrilled to have them and hope they'll agree to come back next year.
Right, it's not only about tournament fishing, but also bringing the friends, families down here and fish throughout the year and spend money with our fine sponsors here and the locals out there. What's it going to take to win today? What do you think? You fished here before.
I have, and I've actually fished on this very day here. I'm going to say 22 pounds just because there's a couple teams out there that I think were on some good fish, even if they might have been poor-mouthing at the meeting. I think 22 pounds.
It's the guy that downplays it in the meeting. That's always a strong one. Kay Donaldson, ladies and gentlemen, with the Alabama Bass Trail. All right, tell me what we dealing with today, what kind of bass we looking at, and what kind of weights are we going to see today?
We'll be seeing some largemouth and spots. We'll be seeing some smallmouth and a meanmouth. Now, a meanmouth, for those that don't know what that is a hybrid between a largemouth and a smallmouth, and we'll weigh them as a smallmouth.
Okay, and length?
10-inch limit. 15
on all throughout?
No, 15 on the mean and the smallmouth, and then we're going to do the 12 on the spot and the largemouth.
Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, Sweet Home Alabama, Wind Creek Casino, and by Garmin. There's more to come.
Let's get down to business. Quiet, you sons of fishes. Now, what?
I'm switching sonar.
Why?
Because now I can see fish swimming live in front of my boat. I even see fish attack my lure. Y'all sonar's just history. I'm out.
I'm with him.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
So our mission statement here at Bill Penny Motor Company is to enrich the lives of our employees and our customers and the communities we serve. And it really begins and ends with people. It started with that kind of philosophy with my granddad and went through my dad. Growing up around the business, I remember being just a kid washing cars and meeting these customers. Now I'm a grown adult and they get to buy vehicles from us and hopefully serve their next of kin for generations to come. For the whole story, visit us at BillPennyToyota.com, where people always come first.
Lights are dazzling, shining bright. The busy hum permeates the air. It's electric. With a dash of spice, you kick up the heat until you're spinning, twirling on your feet. Sweat it out. The thrill of the game, the high of the night. The sizzle of temptation, the intoxication of sensation, and just like that, it's another ending to your glorious, hot Alabama nights. Wing Creek Casino and Hotel in Montgomery or Wetumpka. Find your winning moment.
Are you done yet?
Does it look like I'm done?
Shouldn't you be at work?
Todd,
Hold on.
your real bike's all fixed.
Man, you guys are good.
Well, we are the #1 motorcycle insurer in the country.
Wait, you have a real motorcycle?
And real insurance with 24-hour customer support.
Well, I retire as champion.
Game hog.
Champion.
Somebody's going to win $40,000. Will it be the next pair that comes up to the line? They were in boat 104. They says, I want to weigh in right now. I've got 5 bass. I'm going to come in early. It should be Todd Davis and Alan Davis. In boat 104, again, our leaders right now, team lead with a 20.09 bag, Jason Smith and Chaz McMahon. Ricky Campbell and Trey Swindle with a 591. So, Todd, Alan, come on over here. I see it's not going to win today, but I'm sure you're happy to catch those bass.
I am very happy to catch one.
Yeah, did you get 5, though?
We got 5.
5 fish. How did it go today? I see one in there look pretty good.
The fishing was a little bit better than the ride.
1174.
You need to have a chiropractor out here to make some adjustments on us.
You beat up from the feet up?
Yeah.
Tore up from the floor up?
Yep.
Get home.
All right.
Work on that little massage. 1667. Y'all had a really good day. He wasn't helping you, was he?
He did.
Did he? He caught one?
He caught one of the big ones, and I caught one of the big ones.
Good job there. What were y'all doing today? You caught over 16 pounds. That's a strong day. It's a top 10, I think.
Jigged the crankbait.
1580. Y'all had a good day out there today. What were y'all doing?
I was running around trying to stay dry.
Oh, man. What were you throwing?
Spinnerbait.
You know, you got the ABT gear on, trying to get some of that extra cash, right? The highest finisher gets $250.
Yeah, that's right.
That could be you.
Yeah, could be.
2 bass. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to move them just outside the top 10. 2 bass for $13.36. Yeah, no wonder they want a picture with them. And you're standing closest. Did y'all both catch 1 bass?
Yeah.
You're lying to me.
Yeah.
You both caught one, really?
Well, one caught, the other knitted.
Oh, there we go. Kyle and Callahan, 1996. It was a great year, but also a great weight for you two guys. And you've got that Alabama Bass Trail gear looking good. Going to split that $250 maybe.
So you send me a text. You're catching them. Yeah. Give me some ideas on what we did today.
We ran way up the river, and we had a point that ran out in the lake. It was probably 12 foot deep. And as soon as we pulled up, first cast, we started catching them. And whenever I sent you the text that said we had 23, I believe we really had about 26.
So you lied to me.
I wasn't sure how big this big one was, and we ended up weighing it later. So
we've got a pretty good bag, and I lost again on our bet. So our lead right now, 20.09. The first time here, 30.59. Holy smokes. Your winners at Wheeler Lake, ladies and gentlemen. Have one more round of applause for them. With a weight of 30.59 pounds, Mitch Mitchell and Candler McCullum. They will also be taking the big bass prize, an extra $500 for a 9.47 pound bass, almost 9.5 pounds for the biggin.
It went right. Everything just kind of fell in place, and we weren't really expecting 30 pounds, but it all came together, and just a blessed day.
I don't think anybody really expected 30 pounds until you brought it up there, but also a good payday as well. I mean, you're taking home nearly $20,000 today.
Absolutely. Always good to start the year off right.
Mitchell and McCullum, wow. I mean, in previous years, it took 21 pounds in better conditions to win this event. It takes almost 31 pounds today. I expected some pretty good weights. I never thought I'd see a 30-pound bag.
I don't think all of the 406 guys sitting in that room last night would have bet that 31 pounds would have taken home the check today. Again, I can't say this enough. These are the best anglers in the Southeast, and in tough conditions, these guys went out there and, I mean, sacked them up.
Yeah, and it's different conditions as well. Everything that they've been practicing throughout the week, things changed up for a lot of anglers. Some guys catching them deep like they had, but with the cold weather, it can tend to shut off the fish, and it obviously didn't for them, and the swim bait was key.
You know, we've had a little bit of wind all week, but you take a 25-degree drop in temperature and then increase the wind by 10 miles an hour. For them to go out and catch 20 pounds would have been a feat, but to catch almost 31 pounds just says a lot about this talent.
And it shows you how good the lakes are here in Alabama. And we're moving to another facility that's going to be great, Pickwick, just right up the road. Big fish come out of that body of water. I'm expecting big things there.
You know, if we continue with this pattern of weather, those smallmouth are going to get extremely active. And we saw some smallmouth weight here today. I think we're going to see more of that next month.
I think you're right, Kay Donaldson. I'm looking for big things in Pickwick. I'm Robbie Floyd, and we'll see you next time on Fox Sports Southeast.